Whitewashing Our Future, Part 2. I would recommend that you watch Whitewashing Our Future Part 1 prior to watching Part 2, as this particular video will delve into how our men are whitewashing our future, how they are contributing by quote-unquote swirling, like our women are contributing by quote-unquote divesting from their own melanated men. This will go into how our men are treated by their counterparts, how they feel about their own women, and why they don't want to invest in dating or procreating with their own melanated women. In addition, part 1 goes into my personal background as to why I actually created a whitewashing series. Again, I do hope that you keep an open mind while you are listening to this video, and I hope you take away the importance of our need to maintain melanated relationships. Black men tend to use failed relationships with Black women, issues with their mothers, and/or cultural stereotypes in order to justify dating outside of their race. This is not uncommon.
I don't date Black women now because of past experiences. They like to place that strong personality on you, and sometimes you just stay in a woman's place. Why are Black women so angry?
Was your mother angry?
To a certain degree, yes. She had that anger inside of her, but she made sure that she didn't pass it on to me.
Cocky, sideways. I say a lot.
Burn your shit, bitch!
That's why I love you.
I've been out with Black women or approached Black women, and before they even knew me, they said, how many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got? Dating outside my race, I haven't had no issues like that at all.
When you're kids, it's a psychological imprint.
What does that have to do with today?
Now, with a Black woman, I have this in my mind before I even talk to you, she's gonna think I'm weird. And that bothered me a lot.
This is gonna be for the Black men that have relationships with white women. More specifically, the Black men that unrealistically compare white women to Black women in a negative way. Please stop using us to not only justify but project your hatred of Black women because you either cannot acquire one or you cannot maintain one. Black women are queens. Hands down, point blank, period. And when you hop on the internet and unfairly, unjustly use white women to try to trigger Black women and make Black women feel some type of way about themselves, that only screams your inadequacies as a man. Because if this was just a preference, you wouldn't feel the need to degrade Black women to justify it. Signed, a white woman that loves and adores all women, especially Black women.
It is not uncommon for the female troglodyte to attempt to culturally appropriate themselves with the melanated people when with a melanated man.
Why you even here, bitch? This dumbass fat bitch over there, why you here?
In the audience?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
This is offensive. Why are you doing this? Why are you saying what you're saying? Like when you said, I'm gonna have a Black baby and I'm not gonna stop wearing braids. What did you mean by that? Like, why did you say that?
I can't relate to you. I can't relate to you.
Colonizer has utilized many tactics to keep our men and women divided.
Again, remember, the entire civilization is built on keeping the Black man and the Black woman apart. When I first came out doing the Black Man's Guide back in 1990, people was fighting with me. They was having protests. It was like that thing you saw on there with Kavanaugh. People be outside pushing and shoving to get us through. It was awful, okay? These are Black women, that's what I'm saying. Everywhere I went, it was going on. And they was having town hall meetings about me, the whole thing. They had t-shirts. Right, all that stuff, and the band shirts out all I got one, I see. But at any rate, this went on for about 6 months. And then it took a curve. The women and the men started listening to me. The women and the men started coming to the meetings together and talking and trying to get things worked out. That's when they took me off television. Because the enemy is not gonna let nobody put the Black man and the Black woman back together under no circumstance.
Statistically, the Black man does marry Black women at a higher rate than Black women who marry Black men.
See this? We want this. We love this. We need this. Cool. But this, yeah, we don't need this.
Oh, wow. As a member of the African American community, we would like to humbly decline your offer. Since you don't want your own race, maybe the Hispanics will take you instead. So sorry, you have been declined.
I think you missed a spot. Let me help you with that.
No, Sonny. I read all about you being ranked in the top 10 of different women in the world, okay? But unfortunately, I don't have the poison. My mom always told me, take trash out, don't bring it in.
Oh! Oh my Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
A viewer out there says, as an African-American man, says he regrets marrying his white wife because there are cultural differences, disparities. She didn't quite get his culture, not defending him.
However, black men are increasingly turning to the colonizer females as lifelong partners.
There's a brother, I don't say his name out of respect, but he was one of the first brothers, you know, he did this line, you know, the Swirlers, and he's just attacking black men, the Swirlers. I never heard nobody even say that shit. I'm from Alabama.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And
I think
things like that as a
people
black man. Go ahead.
No, I think people use that when it's convenient for them. You know, I've said that. I've talked shit. All of us do it, but I don't really give a damn either way. That's like whoever you love and whoever you fall in love with, that's for you. Like, it ain't nobody's business what makes you happy.
So I fell in love with children. I know I want to have a family. I get back and I meet a white young lady, right? And my job, I was working. We've been trying our damnedest to try to, you know, get through this thing as a unit. And that's where we at 17 years later.
Mink, mink, mink.
The black man is also used for slave role play by their counterparts, just as black women are used for slave role play by their counterparts.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Did you ever have a white woman?
No.
Oh, y'all. Oh.
Tell you, playful as a kitten, strong as a bull elephant. Good Lord, man.
I don't buy the pig in the poll.
The melanated man is not above being used to fulfill the colonizers and the buffer classes' fetishes.
Black men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men, and be like a conservative white woman who like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, they give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
It's paradise. You could have a different man every night.
So your girlfriend gave you 60,000 euros?
Yes, 1,000 euros.
Oh, go there and have fun. I'm a woman, I'll go there and have fun.
When I read the papers back in the UK, I thought there might be an element of exaggeration, but then I get here and it really is the case. Hundreds of older white women with young black men. So, do you get a lot of female tourists come down here to meet guys?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes they are not good tourists, they are holiday makers.
What do you mean holiday makers?
Someone who came you and leave you.
Like a sex tourist?
Thank you.
They just come for the sex?
Thank you.
So how does it feel then when women come, they have sex with you, and then you don't hear from them again?
It really hurts me.
Really?
Really, really hurts me.
Even if they paid you some money?
I don't like it. I am looking for a good relationship.
Did you ever ask for money?
Never. I don't ask for money.
They just give it to you.
Si la vie médicale est fan, il faut la coller. Si ta bête est fan, il faut la coller. Même si ta cousine est fan, c'est la déjà. Faut pas la louper, va qui vient de la vaisselle.
Karens tend to use their privileges to criminalize or even bring harm to the black man.
My house key right here. You see that it can, you see it works with there? It used to work on the top lock, but she changed the lock. Right here. She changed the lock. I can't get in my own place. My name is on the lease. I have not agreed to move out, and she kicked me out. She won't. Now she opened the door. You see that? She opened the door. She took my stuff outside without my permission. I didn't ask her to do that.
Yes, me and my boyfriend, we got a big fight last night. He called the cops last night. He left last night. The cops said, "What,
So,
safe for me, I should pack the bag." So when I looked at my ring camera, I saw that they left. I came back to the house, changed the law.
You hear what she said?
Here now. trying to get in, saying that he has to let me in because he's on the lease. I've already talked to the landlady. I've already started the paperwork for a for eviction and for a protection order, but I opened the door because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't want to go to jail. Yes. No. Yes. He has a pistol on him. No, he's inside. I let him inside because I don't want to get in trouble. Right, we just need an officer here to facilitate. I don't want anything to happen with either of us, to either of us.
Knowingly degrading the black man because they know that they can.
So this is the one that I have. I met him in 2014, but he wasn't on the market yet. So in 2016, he was on the market, and I decided to see if it was a good investment for me. However, the timing wasn't really right, so it wasn't until the beginning of 2018 that I purchased this.
Asking about a boyfriend haul, and here is boyfriend haul. So I got him so long ago. I got him like about 16 years ago, but I had to return him one time. It was a long time ago, but I returned him and he came back better than ever. I like to go for like a chocolate on chocolate, so black on black. I love like purebred. This is a purebred.
I'm confused on what are we doing.
We're giving them a haul. So this is purebred Nigerian from the motherland. I don't like to crossbreed. We got the full Nigerian here. What else? One really good thing about this one is it cooks, it cleans. Actually, no, it doesn't cook. I take that back. That's next season's, but not this season's one. We're working on it.
I do everything.
The cave woman is responsible for a countless amount of our black men being unjustly murdered.
In a coma with his wife who won't tell his family why he's in a coma.
My outfit that I'm wearing. Can someone take a screenshot?
It's just heartbreaking and everyone is just so devastated.
This trio was very close to 27-year-old Christian Obumseli and his girlfriend, who they've identified as 25-year-old Courtney Clenny, an OnlyFans model and Instagram influencer. So when police reported that Obumseli was fatally stabbed by Clenny on Sunday inside their Miami apartment, the friends were left speechless. They portray a very violent relationship at the hands of only one person.
I've seen her hit him. I've never seen him hit her.
Officers say there was a struggle before Obumseli was stabbed in the shoulder. He died at the hospital. Investigators are still trying to figure out what happened and if Clenny acted in self-defense.
From what we've personally experienced between the both of them, we believe that like Christian wouldn't put her in a position where she would need to stab him to protect herself.
Here's what happens. When you are a black person, and let's say if your preference is white women, you don't have to put down black women to make your preference white women. All right? Just like for me, African American women are my personal preference, and then it would be somebody else in the diaspora would be number two. Okay? In white would definitely be last, right? But let's just say if I'm in a room full of white people, do I need to make them know that, you know, by the way, I would never date none of y'all. I only would date women from my community. It's number one, nobody asks you, it's unnecessary. Okay? You don't have to disrespect other people for your own preference.
The caucus woman is aware that her species is dying off and is intentionally setting out to procreate with the melanated man.
We're here with
Emily B.
Emily B. Where are you from, Emily?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, that's awesome. So for you, black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Okay, can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's a way for me to, you know, make my legacy continue. Make my legacy continue. Make my legacy continue.
According to the United States Census Bureau, by the year 2042, Caucasian people in America will be the minority. By 2042, you're dealing with people whose bodies cannot sustain life. Right now, more white women's wombs are not able to hold a baby up to 9.5 months, and they're having miscarriages. So they're having more deaths than births, according to the United States Census Bureau. When you're dealing with a group of people who look at their livelihood and it is dwindling, there are actions that need to be taken. So not only do we have the black women being encouraged to have hysterectomies, but we have the white women being encouraged to have more children. You have the abortion clinics in 78% of the inner city neighborhoods, while you have the majority of fertility clinics in the rich neighborhoods. You have body parts. Women, black women, are being encouraged to get hysterectomies, but those hysterectomies are not being petitioned to be received by trans men. It's very deep. Wow. Very deep. I know, curveball. I know. That's a good term.
I cut off all my bitches. my child to look like me. Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him. I'm sad because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. Chinese love Chinese. They love the little slanted-eyed, pretty brown-skinned babies. Pakistanis love their culture. Jewish people love their culture. A lot of Catholics don't want to marry another Catholics. They want the religion to stay the same. Who want to spot up yourself and kill your race? You a hater of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God made you. God didn't make no mistake when he made us all.
This is why I be against interracial marriages, interracial relationships, because they don't give a fuck about you. They're literally using your genetics to keep their gene living. It's breeding. It's called breeding.
Biracial children tend to suffer from identity crisis.
Show our people how the mixed breeds help the white man to tell the lie that ancient ancient Cometian civilization was white civilization, and the race wars that took place that have created the confusion that we see today.
Okay, hold on. What that means, hold on. Here's something, this is really important. What black people have to start doing is, we got to start to tell the truth about ourselves, and it's not going to always make us feel good.
That's right.
Okay? And so everything about ancient Egypt was not, just beautiful, this, that, and the other. We made a lot of mistakes. And the number one mistake that we made, we did take white wives. And because we took white wives, we began to make mixed breeds. And those mixed breeds, if you read Chancellor Williams, The Destruction of Black Civilization, page 295, he's the one who talks about it best. Yeah, the mulatto problem.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mulatto problem. These mixed breeds would be created amongst us and how they would be used against us. You follow what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it has not changed. The ones you have to watch out for are the mulattoes. Racially, you're a double agent. You can come amongst me and say anything. Yeah, brother, I'm with you. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da. But then you also, in your mind, you're not going to deny half of yourself from me. I had a mulatto girlfriend who grew up in this conscious community, came up under Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. John Henry Clark. I ain't gonna name no names, but she said something that blew my mind because I knew her in the movement all of these years. And she said something to me a few months ago that blew me. She had a German father who she never knew and never met. She's a beautiful girl. But she said something that blew me away. We were sitting in my home and she said, well, I can't deny half of myself and who I am. And I'm like, you know what? I'm with you. The people who have to understand that is us. You understand what I'm saying? We have to understand.
You just wasn't never black enough. And then you wasn't never white enough, so you weren't no confused mulatto niggas. I know you niggas very well. Most of you niggas are confused. Y'all niggas always mad. Y'all niggas always find a struggle. Y'all always find something to get into. Cause probably your white granddaddy said he hates your black hands. And and the niggas you knew in your family that was black never respected you enough. So you was just always a fucked up, mad, angry kid. So I get it, nigga. You always mad. Kudos to you, nigga. Go to council.
So the NBA draft is this weekend, right? And this tweet has gone viral, and especially in the quote tweets. Now, I thought it was just this one little clip of this guy's family, but no. It was a pattern of the same makeup. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the jokes, y'all. Baltimore biracials, Memphis mixed, Houston half and half, the Louisiana light skin, Jaden and Jalen convention at this point. We are headed to extinction. Curry, Clay, close the portal. National Big Lotto Association. They integrated the league only for it to return back to its original color. White blonde mom with a black bald dad. LOL, I thought y'all supported their preferences. The prophecy is being fulfilled. Black men making friends complain about biracial light-skinned men taking over like they aren't the reason for their existence.
It is not uncommon for biracial children to experience racism within their own families, even from their caucus mothers.
Children who have white mothers tend to be more exposed to internalized racism and colorism because of the lack of intersectionality among white feminists.
People are like, yeah, children with white moms tend to be a little anti-black. And I was like, shoot, I got a white mom. I will admit that there was some definite anti-blackness stuff when I lived with my white mom.
My grandmother sees my brother's shirt and he's wearing a shirt that looks just like this with Malcolm X and the rifle. And my grandma is like, really? Malcolm X with a gun? So violent.
It's the shocking moment a white woman said this to a black bakery worker in New York City.
Why? Because he's a bitch.
The video, recorded by a bystander, showing the woman denied service by the employee after refusing to wear a face mask.
I can't wear a mask, sir.
Security at the scene attempting to de-escalate the situation, but things took a turn when the woman hurled a racial slur.
Ma'am, he's not gonna sign it, so please leave.
Why? Because he's a bitch.
Oh,
that's what he is.
The woman doubling down on a racist insult next to children that appeared to be with her.
Disgusting. You have a baby who's big.
Predominantly white area in a country that's controlled by whiteness. The information that you receive about black people from society is all just stereotypes. This is what can cause them to begin to see their blackness in a negative light, because no one at home is mentioning their blackness and how it's powerful and beautiful.
White women don't have any internal power. They wield the power of the men around them, their husbands, their fathers, their sons. White women didn't have autonomy for a long time, so we were taught to sexually exploit ourselves and emotionally manipulate those around us in order to do the things we wanted to. White women do not teach their daughters about internal power. It is not something that is passed on, and due to that fact, white women are intimidated by and jealous of the divine feminine within the Indigenous and Black communities and the internal power that brings with them. It's one of the reasons that white women are clamoring to appropriate looks and lifestyles that they have been oppressing for centuries. It's also one of the reasons that white women tears are what they are, and the angry Black woman trope works. It makes the white woman the victim, and it covers up the Black woman's power as unjustified anger. I said what I said.
It is on us. We must end the self-hate and self-destruction. Thank you for watching. Peace out.
Yeah, shout out to Leticia.
Leticia, that shit hit me cracking the fuck up.
Shout out Leticia. Y'all subscribe to them.
Oh yeah, especially my sister Tisha, boy. She's already here. She's already here. Tisha's already here, boy.
I'm about to shout out Leticia. Now you don't feel it to Leticia's quick chat. Shout out to Leticia, y'all. Those editing skills are very sharp. I'm loving it. Subscribe to her channel. I'm gonna drop a link so y'all can sub up to her channel.
Yeah, Leticia page is lit.
Yo, definitely sub up to Leticia Third Eye POV. Facts. Make sure y'all sub up.